Like, you know, when you get into like your existential bag, where you just start like thinking about things. No, you know what it was? You know what sparked it? It wasn't really okay. It's not like an existential bag. First off, why does it sound like I can like hear the rest of the room? It seems like it's
because her gain is all the way up.
Why is her gain?
Because we can't hear her otherwise, and you're gonna be like, Nabat, you talk too quiet.
I'll turn her up anyways.
You see how it got rid of the fuzz?
Yes, because this sounds so much more better.
Yeah.
Nabat, just speak louder. By the way, we have Nabat here.
Yeah.
Wait, you already started?
Guys.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, what?
Okay, so
Nabat, we finally got her on camera. Amir is so happy today because he doesn't have to edit her in like a floating head.
I wouldn't have done it anyways. I'll just cut out every part she says something.
Wait, you didn't even do an intro or anything.
Don't worry about the intro.
So, Amir,
look how quiet you are compared to us.
Amir wanted to.
You need to speak like like a human, like an actual person.
I feel like I'm yelling.
You were not yelling.
You know what? Let's just do the intro for all time's sake. Let us know. Do you guys like when we do the intro, or do you like when?
And
we
you're doing that weird like braces thing.
You gotta zoom into her doing
Brace
it.
face thing.
Stop. Okay, I'm in my mouth.
I'm gonna turn us down. I feel like we're loud compared to her.
What
was that? I was talking about getting into like my existential bag, right?
We didn't introduce her.
Huh? Everybody knows Nabat at this point, guys.
Before we get into it, guys, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe. Thumbs up, whatever, all that stuff.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear what you got to say.
Boring stuff. No, I'm saying. No. Okay, so like the reason I said that is because I realized that the reason I'm so strict on routine and I just like sticking to my routine is because if I didn't have my routine, I would forget everything. When I say everything, I mean like literally I would forget to like put on my own pants, which has happened.
You forgot your pants?
Literally, remember how many times I forgot my pants at the gym?
You just left
I
there.
thought you meant you forgot to put on your pants.
Oh no, but it could get that bad, honestly. Because give you an example. So the other day, as you guys know, I mentioned this on every podcast. I go on a walk, and on that walk, I make a stop at Timmy's, which is like about halfway there, so I can, because usually after my walk I'll go to the gym. It's like a way of me warming up in a sense. So I'll get my coffee. Well, the normal thing is I would walk into the Timmy's. I would have everything pre-ordered already. I'll pick it up.
On the app?
Yeah, because you get extra points, all that stuff. There's a little tip for y'all. You get points from that. And then I would get my coffee, sometimes a cookie, and I would walk out immediately. I would be in and out in like 30 seconds, right? And for some reason, this specific day, I was like, you know what? The line looks a little bit long. Even though I shouldn't be waiting in line, like sometimes it's just super busy in there.
Yeah.
I sat down, which is something I never do. That was like, it was end game from there. What? So I sat down, and as I was sitting down there, I also did another thing I never do. So usually on my walks, when I get there, I have my book, I put my book away, and I put in my headphones, right? For some reason, I didn't put in my headphones right away when I got into the Timmy's like I normally do. I sat down at the table, and I only put in one ear, which I also never do. Breaking routine again. And then I got up and went up and asked them for my coffee and everything, and I walked out. Of course, by the time I get home, I was like, oh, I realized I never put in my second ear. I go to put in, I take that one ear I had in and put it into my charging case. No charging case. I'm like, what happened? Oh, maybe it's just like I dropped it on my hoodie. I realized that, oh no, I left it on the table at the Timmy's.
I know you left your book there too.
No, I had the book with me.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So did you run back?
So I went back with my car, and I knew I don't trust people in my neighborhood, man. I'm in Scarborough, whatever, But I knew like I wouldn't find it there. I've always been really good at finding things, but I just had a feeling. I was like, I know someone would have taken this. By the time I got back, I went there, wasn't there anymore.
Did you ask the workers?
Yeah, I asked the workers. They're like, nah, no one returned anything.
I'm sure the person who stole it was now disappointed that there was only one bud in there.
Yeah, whatever.
Did you do like find my whatever?
You can't for like the case. The case itself doesn't have it.
iPhone does that.
Yeah, no, the new one has it too, but I had an old Bluetooth thing.
He's an Androider.
No, Androids, I had the Google Pixel Buds, but they're like the older version which don't have.
So you had to get new ones?
No, I had a backup. I always have backups for these kind of things. But the main takeaway there is that it shows you how like even breaking routine slightly for me can mean disaster. Like I'll forget something. Also, another thing here an example of something that happened today. So typically I'll wake up early in the morning. I'll go on my walk, this walk that I've been talking about. I'll get my coffee, whatever, walk back home. I'll already have my Bluetooth in. I'll keep it on me. I'll get into the car immediately and I'll just go to the gym, right? But today I woke up a little bit later than expected. So I was like, and it was raining outside. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just go to the gym first and then I'll just go to the gym first. And if I want to take my walk, I'll take it afterwards, right? And because that I broke that routine that I normally do, I forgot my headphones. I forgot my earphones, the backups that I had. So I literally had
to gym?
No, at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thankfully not in the gym.
Yeah.
But it shows you that even this like if I don't do everything as I always plan to do it, then I'm just going to forget to do it. I'm going to forget something important or something that ruins the experience, I guess, or like I'll end up losing something just from making a small change that I normally don't do part of my that's not normally included in my routine.
Then I have a
question. Do you guys have this issue?
I have a question for you then. Like I feel like because you have this problem, are you actually like consciously doing your routine or is it all like just automated process? Like
well, it wasn't conscious until like I didn't know that this was the reason I was so strict on my routine. I thought I was just really like routine. And I do, and maybe this is like a trauma response to me forgetting things when I was a child. So like, why are you making those?
I think the trauma response is probably you. Like, remember last week you were saying you had a dream about taking out the garbage?
Yeah. So like, because like, of course, when you were children, you'd always like, you would get, there's ramifications for things that you would do. And me as a child, I would forget things all the times and I would always be in trouble for it. Right. So I feel like my reaction to that or my solution subconsciously was to build such a stringent like strict routine that it was harder for me to forget things.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, do you now realize that when you're going through your daily routine or your weekly routine, are you actually present, like mentally present with what you're doing, or are you just doing it because you're like, all right, wake up 9 a.m. I'm doing this and then I'm going to do that and then I'm going to do that?
Automatic, like going to work.
Yeah, like
yeah, for me it's like automatic now. Like
yeah, but like, don't you want to change?
No, I'm always in my mind. I'm always like, I always have like a schedule in my mind of exactly what I'm going to be doing for that day. But it includes like all the things I would be doing that day. Like, okay, I'm going to go for work. I'm going to go to the gym right after. And then if I have meal prep to do, I'll do that. If I have to go shopping first, I'll do that and then do my meal prep. And then I'll have to edit 1 to 2 hours. Everything is like in my mind is already blocked out, time blocked.
Yeah, but like you also know like life happens. Obviously, like sometimes things just come up or doesn't go our way. Like do you also account for that in your schedule?
Not as much as I should, which is probably a reason that I haven't been to the doctors in 10 years. It's probably a reason I haven't been to the dentist in like 8.
10 years?
Yeah.
While it's free?
Yeah.
It's not free anymore.
What's not free?
Like we were covered under our parents' insurance.
Oh, dentist,
right?
yes. But like I literally go to the doctors for any minor inconvenience.
No, I don't. Like, if I have something specifically that I want to be looked at, even then it has to be like really severe for me to actually take the time to go to the doctor, because it throws off my routine.
No, I think you can build it into your routine. You're just a question.
So you're not meal prepping every day?
No.
Well, like I prep the veggies.
Okay, so aside from going to the
gym, meat I cook every day.
Aside from going to the gym or whatever, what are you doing in your evenings? Like, you have to have some free time.
No, usually, like, I have everything blocked out. Like, I'll do, if I get home, because usually I'll get home pretty late. I'll get home like 8 o'clock. So
From work?
No, after the gym and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about a 4-hour window where I have to, where I make my, when I make my meal, when I cook it and stuff, like all that together and then like praying and all that stuff, all that together will take like an hour.
Why don't you just pre-cook the meat, like the fish?
No, I used to do that, but like I just like it fresher, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I prefer to just. No,
I know what you mean. I don't like when.
But yeah, just like everything, and then the editing is like 2 hours in that. And before, before I was editing, before the podcast, like I would do like 30 minutes of whatever I was currently into at that time, whether it be like production or anything. I would literally just find something to learn. There was one time where I was like into programming, and I literally would dedicate 2 hours every day to programming.
Yeah, but now that this has happened, where you realize like, okay, if I don't follow my routine to a T, I'm gonna forget like very crucial things.
Yeah.
Like today or last week, it was your headphones. Next week, it might be something else, you know, and it might be something even more important than headphones. So like, I'm saying
no, but that's what I realize is that like, if it's not part of my routine, I realize that if it's not part of my routine, that's the biggest reason why I forget things. Like, the thing is that I'm still forgetful, but for things that aren't as, or maybe to me don't seem as important, right?
But I think now that you're more cognizant that you're forgetful, like you've actually, like I've noticed a small, tiny change.
That's the thing. Like, I'm aware of it, but it takes like work to actually fix it, right?
Well, why don't you write stuff down?
I probably should, but you'd have to remember to do that.
No,
I have to make
like,
it part of my routine to write things down.
Like if I was like, okay, Amir, you know, like no. Sometimes when I'm reminding you of things, like you're like, oh yeah, I remember. So like you already know these things. Like if I'm like, oh, you know, next week we have this scheduled, and you're like, yeah, I know. So I'm like, okay, so here.
I might have it in the back of my mind, but if you didn't bring it up, I would completely forget it. Oh. Yeah. What are you saying?
I was gonna say, but that's kind of like everyone though. Like random things that come up, you're not always gonna remember it.
You're not speaking loud enough.
Oh my goodness.
Repeat that, please.
Turn her gain up more.
No, but like it's not gonna sound.
Okay, I was saying.
Like, just look at your levels, and if it seems very small, then you know you're talking too quiet.
Okay, so I was saying that that's pretty common for everyone, that outside of their routine or like things that they do every day, you can tend to forget it. Like just random appointments, like doctor's appointments, that if you don't have a way to remember, like I use a calendar on my phone to remind me that, okay, let me remember this day that I have an appointment. Right. Like it's not like because it's out of your routine or like whatever that people just remember. Like that's pretty common for you to forget something that's not an everyday like activity.
But I don't like breaking routine.
You don't have to break routine.
You're so type A.
What?
Like your personality is very type A.
What is type A? I know you've mentioned that before, but I completely
It's like someone who's very like on schedule, very strict, like to the minute.
Yeah, like you don't take any turns in your route. You're always
I hate it when I have to like.
No such thing as a detour for you.
Yeah, I hate detours. If something's like, if I notice that if I have like a plan and like that plan is about to be executed and then someone just throws something into that plan that I wasn't accounting for, I will clearly be annoyed from it. I will be.
No, I know, but that's why I'm saying like life happens. Like sometimes, like let's
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
I don't know, but I'm trying to help you.
You guys are trying to rationalize it like it's a good thing.
I'm saying like if you know this about yourself, why not find ways to like help you remember? Like maybe if you have something that's out of your routine, like put it in your phone with like a alarm or something. That way you would get the notification to remind you.
Well, yeah, I was just pointing out that this is an issue, and I do things now, like when I forget, because sometimes I'll do things like where I forget that I'm even cooking something, and I'll leave it on the pot for like hours.
Wait, what? You walk away?
We don't have to go into any details. No.
I think you should tell.
No. There are family members who listen to this. That will be very mad if I tell this story. Well, let's just say that's happened.
He'll tell you off camera.
But yeah, so like now I literally have to set an alarm the moment I put it on there, so I don't forget, because I know that I will literally forget about it.
Why do you walk away? Oh, like okay,
like let's say it's something you have to like wait 20 minutes for. I'm not gonna stand there for 20 minutes, right?
No, but
yeah.
Well, it depends. Is it 20 minutes on the stove or 20 minutes in the oven?
And you walk away?
Well, I'll be like away from it where I'm still in the room, but I'll forget about it. Yeah.
Okay, knowing the story, like
I mean, okay, like if it's like pasta or something, like I feel like I've done that before too.
Yeah, see? Yeah. But I'm working on it. It's just you guys don't have the same issue?
No, I forget stuff all the time, but that's why I write it down or I set reminders. Like,
but there are things that you don't really necessarily want to set reminders. Like I realize this is a big reason why I'm so bad with messaging, or at least remembering conversations, because nowadays you have like so many different platforms that you could be in a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll look back and I'll be like, oh, I literally like forgot I was even conversating with this person, and it's been like 3 months.
No,
and it was
but
just like left it. Not even the message is not even read.
I had that issue, and you know what my solution was like, if I know that I'm preoccupied, like let's say I'm at work and I can't give my undivided attention to a message, I just won't open it then. And then later when I'm on my way home or once I'm at home.
But for me, I will literally reply. I will reply to the message in my mind. Sometimes I'll ask the person, I'll be like, didn't you see my message? And when I look, I didn't actually reply to the message. I just told them, like in my mind, I thought I replied to it, but I just didn't actually write down anything. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. But I found that was maybe a reason, because like it's not part of my routine. It's not something that I
think you have to learn how
always
to like
doing.
Loosen up that grip on the routine, because I think you're so dependent on following this routine that you're not allowing yourself the freedom to just let life happen, or like just like to remember things that are outside of the boundaries of the routine. You know,
I think it works now for you because you're so independent.
Yeah.
In the future, when you have kids and all that
there's
stuff,
no such thing as
there's
a routine.
no such thing.
Well, no, there will be. I think kids need routines too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying so many things happen unexpectedly with kids, and
where you get
like,
derailed and stuff.
Yeah, or just like when you're not just thinking about yourself, like you won't be able to be on this strict routine because something will always be happening.
Yeah. Well, like I think that actually goes into one of my questions, or one of my things that I want to talk about, which is like, I don't know, people might not think it's related, but one of my things was like weird things that you look forward to and don't look forward to in marriage. And mine was like me is forgetting. So let's say, let's go on with that question. So what are things that you look forward to and don't look forward to in marriage? Mine was that my ability to forget things will vastly affect the marriage, because you have to remember like anniversaries, you have to remember birthdays, you have to remember like family members' birthdays, you have to remember what else do you have to remember? Like you have to remember if they asked you to get something before you came, like things like that. I already forget those things for myself, let alone for someone else.
First of all, the fact that you think that's a weird thing to look forward to, that's normal.
That's something he doesn't look
forward to.
Oh,
yeah. He knows he's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Like I already know it's gonna affect the marriage huge, like drastically.
Listen, you are the type, you need a calendar in front of you.
Calendars don't work. I've tried it.
I think like the fact that you know, like, okay, I need to remember these things, like you're gonna start to incorporate them into your routine. So you might actually start using a calendar to be like, okay, this is my wife's birthday. This is
calendars wouldn't be good. Mine would be like notifications.
Like the
yeah, but you put like
calendar notifications.
Yeah, exactly. You put in a calendar and then it notifies you.
Like on your phone.
You can set a notification.
Even notifications for me have been really bad.
You know what though? It takes messing up one time and you will remember.
No, I don't know.
No. If anything, my work has shown me that that's not the case.
Wait, let your wife find out one time. She'll never let you forget it.
No, that's the thing. That's why I said it's something that I don't look forward to, because I know myself. I know that even if I do forget this, and I know how important it is, I will do something to forget again.
No, I think when the time comes, like I know you, and I think when something's important to you, you're gonna put in that effort. Also, you might not see it now, but at that time,
inshallah,
you'll be like,
we'll see.
You know, I don't want to piss her off. I know I'm gonna forget, so let me just put it a notification reminder. Like,
yeah,
and it's, I'm sure a lot of people are like, how could you forget your wife's birthday? It happens.
Also, I feel like eventually it'll become routine to you, because imagine like you don't forget your sister's birthday, you don't forget. Like, even
if you were to ask me,
have you forgotten my birthday before? I don't think you have.
What's her birthday?
No, I don't think I've forgotten your birthday.
Yeah, What's her birthday?
November 15. Yeah.
What's my birthday?
I have no idea.
It's March 22nd.
That's too many like variables. I don't know. March 27.
Okay, you have been through it enough to remember hers. You'll remember your future.
No, but like even like Gizman's
Yeah.
or Aisha's birthday.
Forgot her birthday.
Like sometimes I'll forget. Is it July 2nd? Is July
What?
4th?
No, you missed
Amir,
it.
you're lying.
You're
You're
lying.
actually making that up.
Wallahi.
Amir. Just clip the mic.
I know.
You really question if it's June or July?
No, July I said.
Yeah.
Her birthday's
No,
not
like
in
July 2nd or July 4th. Oh, June. Oh my goodness.
Yo, I hope she's listening to this. Look at that. You hear this, right?
No,
I hope-
see, even that. I told, like, I literally for a second there
You're
thought it was
sweating
July.
now.
Yeah. Why am I wearing a sweater? I'm like burning up here.
Oh,
I sweat on every episode.
Even in a t-shirt.
Yeah, but like, even my parents' birthdays, everything, like they tell me it every day, or not every day, but like every time it comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll say, okay, I remember it, but I'll just forget it. I have no idea why.
Like I will remember people's birthdays, but I won't know the day of. I'm like, wait, today's the 15th. Oh.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm not like, you know, when you're just like you're working and stuff, but you don't realize what day it is today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, today's the day.
No, I'll never be like that. I could go the whole day past and just completely forget. Yeah, it's really bad.
No, but like on my phone, like some of your birthdays are programmed. Like, and you know, the one thing I actually like about Apple is, like, let's say if I text you, happy birthday, Amir, Siri will then be like, birthday suggestion, would you like to add it to the calendar? And then I now have it.
So maybe what I have to do is literally sit down one day and enter everyone's birthday that I think is like important.
When you make it in life and you have an assistant, that'll be their job.
Inshallah.
While you're at it, add a doctor's appointment in there because 10 years is a bit much.
I really do need the doctor's appointment.
Wait, so what
But
are
you guys
things
never
that
answered. You guys never answered the second part of the question. We'll go back to the first part.
What
But
do we
answer
not
the
look
first.
forward
Yeah,
to?
what do you guys not look forward to in a marriage?
Honestly, I never thought about that, but I'll think about it now.
I never thought about it either, but just knowing myself, I love being alone. And I just, sometimes I have to think like, dang, someone's going to be around all the time.
Yeah.
No, but you might end up with someone who also likes their alone.
Like space.
Like you guys are.
I think it's compromise and you have to find someone that like understands your lifestyle. So when I say like, you know, like just leave me alone.
Okay, but what's a weird thing then that you don't look forward to in marriage?
A weird
Yeah.
Oh, having to do like twice as much laundry if I'm the one that's doing it. Like that's a weird, like it's random.
Yeah.
Like laundry in itself is already like an
Why would you
annoying-
be doing the laundry? Why wouldn't they? You know, just
I
saying,
mean,
you know?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You kind of do that now though. Their parents.
I don't do the laundry. I do my own.
Damn.
Oops, sorry guys. Sorry, mom. I'll do your laundry next time.
By the way, for video users, if you're not, Nabat's still not used to her braces. So if you see her,
Okay,
you're
just
calling her out.
exposing me.
Now she's gonna like talk like this and just hide her mouth the whole time.
yeah, I keep looking over at Nabat. She's like,
Doing one of these.
I think I got some sores today. That's why I'm trying to.
oh shoot,
Me
okay,
too. My whole entire my whole bottom lip is cut
yeah,
up.
you got two brace faces next to you. You look like
Literally.
nerds.
What else do I not look forward to?
Like another thing.
Like what do you not look forward to?
Like a
aside
weird
from-
thing.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. There's one thing. Oh, the one thing. Okay, this is gonna be kind of weird, but like, I will probably one thing I don't look forward to is like going missing because I will probably you guys probably won't see me when I get married, man. Like
Yeah,
you'll probably only see me like when we have
Amir,
like
I'm gonna
Wait,
have
what do you
a
mean
cute-
go missing?
because like for me, I like going out and doing things like as a small group, but then when you
So
have
you're
like
not gonna include us anymore?
no. When you have like a
Excuse
me?
built-in
Yo.
best friend, you can literally I can be like, yo, you want to go here, and like
First of
you
all,
already have like a
That's
built-in person to
rude
go
because
with.
why can't we go with you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it'd be like it's a small group. You don't have to worry about other
small
people.
group is two
We
people.
literally are already a small group.
Look,
I don't know.
You got her yelling.
You guys are like clipping the mics.
You literally got her yelling. I actually take offense to that.
But like
You
it's,
can't
it's
get
a
away
lot-
with that. I'm
'cause
not
no,
letting
no,
you get
'cause,
away
like,
with that.
I'm already like antisocial.
Amir,
But,
we're
like-
not strangers. We already hang out with you anyways.
I know. Okay. Maybe not as much. You guys won't see me as much.
We only see
I'm
you once a
sorry.
week anyway.
Exactly.
So you'll see
Wait,
me like
why
once
can't-
every other week.
Wait, why, you know, this is when you have to break your routine because you got all week to hang out together.
That's true.
You can hang out with us once.
You're gonna see us every
Okay,
week.
maybe I'll give you guys like a day or whatever.
That's not gonna change because we're gonna have to record anyways.
I guess so. Yeah.
And then we just incorporate the hangout with the recording.
No, at the end of it,
session.
at the end of the podcast, be like, okay, y'all. So y'all gonna bounce?
Okay,
or?
bye.
Yeah, exactly. me and my wife has something to do after this, guys. I'm sorry.
You know what? I can already envision it. She's gonna
Yeah.
become our
Our
friend,
best friend.
and we're gonna
I
be
don't
like,
know about
"Sorry,
that.
Amir, we're going out."
Yeah.
Like, just leave Amir out.
He'll understand.
Yeah, but that was something I actually like was concerned about. I was like, damn, like I won't even be hitting up anybody. I'll just have like my wife to do things with.
You think that?
Yeah.
But like, ask any married person. Maybe like the first couple months, like especially if like for Muslim people, like you kind of hang out alone because you're still getting to know them and all that. But then eventually you're like, you want to go invite other people now? Like,
Really?
yeah, ask married people.
I think you guys underestimate how antisocial I can be.
No, but Amir, like you're antisocial, but not with us.
Yeah.
Like we can come over and literally sit in silence, and we're like, all right, this was fun.
Yeah, half the
Yeah.
time we're just sitting there watching a movie.
Or
I
you
guess
talk-
so.
Like that's why, like I'm gonna. If you ever try that shit, I'm not even joking. If you ever try that shit, I'll come for you.
Okay, we'll see what happens. You know.
Don't make me.
But yeah, have you guys thought of anything weird that you guys or not
Don't
weird,
look
but
forward
just
to?
something you don't look forward to in a wedding that in a marriage? Like it's not like a big thing. It can be something very small.
Just
Like you be
random.
like a weird thing would be like not being able to control what you listen to in a car.
Ooh,
Or-
I know that's gonna bother you.
or like what do you call it again? You have plans like how I have my routine stuff. You have a plan to do something, and then they come and say, "Hey, so like we want to add this person and blah blah," and like it changes your plans together and all that kind of stuff. That's like some like where you don't have control over your plans completely.
I don't know though. I feel like there's so much in marriage that can easily be fixed with communication. Like, I never like.
But you're thinking like broader things. I'm thinking like small things that like it's like okay, you'll just let it fly or whatever.
Having to make like twice as much, like just like when you're used to doing one thing for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, for example, like if I have a skincare routine, it's like now I have to share my stuff with my husband.
to do anything.
No, but if I'm not in the room, he's gonna be like, she won't even notice. Take a dollop of her moisturizer, like.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen, and then I'm gonna be like, how am I going through all these products so fast now?
Yeah.
Because somebody's using them behind my back. I'm not looking
But then
forward to
you
that.
I feel like when you
part.
have a brother, you're kind of prepared for that.
Yeah, but Sabri hasn't been living at home for a while
Yeah,
now.
I
But
guess
at
so.
the time,
Yeah.
whenever he had like Sabri's listening, he's probably gonna listen to this and get so mad. But like at the time when he was still dating his now wife, or even like when they did their nikah, but before they moved in,
Yeah.
sometimes he was trying to look like extra nice. So he'd be like, "Yo, Sarah, do you got any skin like masks or like, you know?"
Are you calling Sabri a catfish?
I mean, I didn't call him a catfish per se, but he was like trying.
I'm
He
playing.
put more effort in.
He put more effort
Yeah.
in. And then now, I mean, sorry, Amal. he's
Oh my
probably
God.
stealing your- he's probably stealing your stuff. But, you know, that's what he used to do. But I feel like, you know, your partner does that or will
Mhm.
do that. You'd probably do that. Nah.
No.
But then
Actually, you have
you
your own
just get
routine.
them their own stuff.
Yeah, that's true, too. That would be
Mhm.
my solution to that.
I think my weird thing would be like you were saying, like having to
Cook twice as much.
twice as much food.
Mm-hmm.
Because personally, I don't even really know how to cook as it is. And then I know, like, you know how much food I eat.
Mm-hmm.
Nabat eats like a rabbit.
I have like very small portions,
Mm-hmm.
and like what people would eat in like one day, it like lasts us a few days. So to have to think about like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be done by the end of the
Mhm.
day, like those kind of things. I don't know if that's weird, but
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward
I think that's like something you get used to though, because like at first you're thinking you're making so much food and you realize this is just one meal and you're like, damn, I still gotta make lunch.
then you gotta
dinner.
cook every day.
Yeah.
Damn.
You know.
I guess so. Yeah.
But some things I am looking forward to.
Oh, you have one. You have something you're looking forward to. A weird thing.
1,000%. Yeah.
Okay, what's a weird thing that you look
Someone
forward to?
that'll finally kill all the bugs for me when I ask them to. Centipedes, be gone.
I wonder what your test will be. Like one day you'll just like be in the house and you'll like put a bug somewhere, like a fake bug, and see how they react.
Well, you saw that one TikTok, right? With the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
If I ever marry someone like that,
We have to do that. Like you have to at least one day get a fake bug or something and put it down and see how they react.
if he screams louder than me,
It's done.
I'm packing my shit. I'm out of there.
Just move out the house altogether.
Yeah.
I'm gone. That's probably one. Another one is like, honestly, sometimes I'm just too lazy to like. Sometimes I enjoy driving.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I just want to be a passenger princess.
Oh, that would be a weird. I love driving. I hate when other people drive.
Nah, you can't drive your man around all the time. You're gonna
I know.
emasculate him.
I don't like the fact that I would give that up. I like being in control of the car.
Yeah. But how about if they really wanted to drive?
I mean, I'm not.
That's just something you don't look forward to.
Sometimes I tell Sada like, come pick me up.
Yeah.
But
No,
usually
but
I prefer driving.
Yeah.
What if he preferred to be a passenger prince?
Shit,
Yeah,
I'll drive.
that works. Yeah, that works for them. Right?
Why not?
Mhm.
Have you ever seen like? I'm not here to like force gender roles, but I've just never seen that.
Where the woman prefers to drive?
As long as
Yeah.
he's paying for gas.
True.
I'll try.
Why has he got to pay for gas?
Because I'm driving.
I guess.
Oh, is that
I
the
guess
fair
that's the
trade-off?
trade-off.
Because I want to be
Yeah.
a passenger princess and not pay for gas.
Oh, hey, he's so right. I'm just saying, you got to provide.
Wait, so like, what are you looking forward to then?
What am I? Oh, for me, okay. So this kind of ties to like my injuries and stuff. And so I'm telling you, this is a weird thing, okay, guys. But I'm really looking forward to having someone being able to put lotion on my back and massage my shoulders. Okay.
First of all,
Weird.
my
That's
gym
all.
rats,
weird.
my gym rats know what I'm talking about. Okay, reaching that middle part of your back with lotion or any type of soap,
get a back
almost
scrub.
impossible,
It's like
especially after a
life-changing.
pump. Oh my
No,
god.
Get a back scrub. You just literally go like that.
Yeah.
Okay, for the shower, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But getting lotion on your back,
Yeah. It's actually
like
No, you
having
just-
someone.
Can you reach right here?
What?
The middle of your
No, because especially
Let me
after
see.
especially after you have a pump, and I have injuries, right? Like right now, you can't see it, but I literally have a patch under my arm. That's a
Oh.
heat patch to because I have an injury under my arm. I can't do any pull ups or like I can't do pulls or anything right
So
now.
you can't do this.
No, and especially after a pump because like usually you're working out like 5 days a week, right?
Yeah.
It's very rare where you don't have a pump, especially on your back, depending on what you're working on. But reaching back is a little harder for people who are working out all the time.
You be going to the gym all the time. You should be stretching that muscle. You should be able
I
to
should
hit.
be. I should be, but
I thought you started doing stretches.
I do stretch, but like this specific area that I have it, like right under, it's basically where your tricep, your lats, and your shoulders all meet. That area, I wasn't rolling it out. Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't rolling it out as much as I should. You're supposed to take a tennis ball and like roll out that area and like
Ooh, I
yeah.
can already imagine that. Like,
yeah, but I
feeling.
never did it as much as I should have. So I'm paying the price now. But just having literally, I'll marry you just if you're willing to do that.
Listen,
Okay, no.
now
Totally
you're gonna have
normal.
them, they're gonna have them slide it in, running to the DMs at this point.
No, but just having someone, they have to have strong hands. That's another
You
weird
know
thing.
what? When you eventually have kids, their first job will be
Standing on your back.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, and you have to have strong hands to be able to get into these shoulders are hard, guys. Okay, you have to be able to
I know,
dig
right?
into them.
step on your back.
Huh? No, just like digging. Like there are literally times where I feel like just stab my shoulders. It's because to release that like tension there, I really need to get a massage. I think all of these thoughts will
I
go
think
away
you
the
should-
moment I get a
You
massage.
should try cupping too.
Yeah, I was talking actually to someone yesterday about that,
Yeah.
about the cupping.
I told you should go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the
I'll give you the number
cupping.
if you want.
Yeah, we
And-
literally talked about it for like 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah, like it's, I really think it'll change your life. Like you'll feel so much better.
Yeah, I
Do
think
it.
I do need to do that, honestly.
Do
But yeah, just
That's
having
it.
someone
It's a
being
good
able
one.
to do that, and then kind of this goes into both sides when I say like good things I look forward to and bad things.
You
'Cause,
mean
like-
you don't look forward to.
Or the thing I don't look forward to is just having someone where you can literally just like go out and do things with right away. And I guess one thing I don't look forward to is them just losing interest in doing things right away.
Wait, what do you mean like right away? Like
First
Like
of all-
let's say I'm at home and I'm like, you want to just like go to like indoor rock climbing, or like you want to just like go on a hike?
First of all, this is Amir's way of saying that he's tired of waiting for us.
Yeah,
No,
basically.
not just that. No. His example though. You want to just go indoor rock climbing?
Yeah, like
random-
sometimes I just have like that feeling.
Okay, you know what? I don't understand how this works because you just said you don't like breaking routine, and now you want to go rock climbing on a random Wednesday.
No, like not on a Wednesday, but like on a weekend where like let's say I find okay, there's a 2-hour block where I don't have anything to do, and also you don't have to worry about the whole like before and after, right? You don't have to worry about like doing things for the rest of the afternoon, or how long you guys are going to be together, especially if you like ask people to go out, like friends and stuff. Like you're like, okay, you want to give them a day where they can do stuff. But when you have a wife, you're like, okay, we can go and do this for like an hour or 2 hours and just go home and be done with it. And you don't have to worry about buying food because that's going to cost extra money. You just go out and you do your thing and you come back home. And you guys are like, okay, we'll cook our own food.
I don't know if it's that simple, but...
Well, you know what? Right now, I know I'm being ignorant to the situation because this is just me dreaming. Okay, I'm not married yet, but this is just me dreaming.
Wait. I literally cannot wait until you get married so we can revisit this episode and see how different reality is from this conversation.
Yeah,
but I think I get what you mean. I because when you're planning things with people who don't live with you, like you know how do you guys have realized when we're on vacation, it's very easy to do spontaneous things because we're always together. Yeah. But when we're all in our respective homes, we got to message each other like, hey, do you want to hang out next week at this time? Like, we actually have to schedule it in a week in advance. Sometimes like a day or the day of. If
that's the thing that I don't look forward to. Or that's the reason I look forward to this is that like you can get rid of that whole planning process, right?
I mean, I think you think that once you get married, you'll only ever hang out with that one person. But I think you might not realize it now, but you'll definitely be making time, not just for us, but like,
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people get married and I have never seen them again.
I think it depends on people's personalities too. Like one, you would have to find someone that is kind of like you who like is not as much of a social butterfly. Two, you'd have to find someone who's just as spontaneous. Like you can't find a planner and be like, yo, you want to go like rock climbing for 2 hours?
I'm cool with being like, if they said no, but like just if the no's were like
always,
like not always, like if 80% or 70% of the time they said yeah, like I'd be cool with that. Just being able to say that. That's what I'm saying.
You need someone who's more spontaneous. Like there's some people who are like she was saying very type A that was like, no, we didn't plan for this. Like maybe they had plans of their own or they're a planner that they just like for some people doing something so spontaneous it just throws them off. So like you would have to, it's like it depends on who you end up with.
Yeah, I guess so.
I see that.
Do you guys have anything weird that you kind of look forward to?
Yeah, what do you look forward to?
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Do you guys not think about these things? I think about these things all the time.
Yeah, no, sometimes like I'll be doing something, I'm like, oh, if I had a husband, like he would take care of this.
Ooh, I would look forward to like being able to travel more. Like, you know how you were saying not having to wait around for people?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the travel portion.
Built-in like travel buddy.
Not so much like in the city, because in the city it's like your life revolves, but like to have a person you can travel with that like every time I'm like, when are you allowed to go on vacation?
Like, but you can be like,
no, but your partner is going to be the same thing. Like I'm assuming they're working. So
I know, but like we can coordinate our schedules. Whereas like for you, for example, I'm like, Sarah, how many vacation days do you have left?
That's so true. like we literally have to like we've already planned out 2023 so that we don't like half
like
of her
do
vacation.
not use your vacation days.
She's like, listen, March we're going here, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna schedule everything out.
Like, you know, like you're like, for example, this year you guys had plans to go to Ethiopia, and you did, and then I was like, oh, there goes 1 like
there goes 2 weeks of her vacation.
Like now I gotta limit myself. You know.
But you can also like a thing you can say is like, hey, you feel like you want to just go to New York for the weekend. Like you have a built-in travel buddy. You can just go to New York for the weekend. Go on a Friday with them. You can, if you like. For me, I'm into driving. I would literally just drive it.
So why do we not do that then?
Yeah, we should go to New York. I'm just saying.
Let's can drive us
during Christmas break.
But like
Christmas break,
it's easier when you just have like a built-in partner.
We are built-in friends, built-in family.
Because like I know you guys will be like, okay, let me think about this.
No, I'm saying it now, guys, on the podcast. December 24th, we are driving to New York.
When have you ever seen me say no? I will go.
Yeah, Nabat's pretty down. She's actually pretty down.
Okay,
She's the one
No. First of all, we know out of our entire like the larger friend circle, is it not us three that's always down?
Yeah.
So, talk to me nicely, okay?
I don't know, like.
See, he's trying to make excuses.
I know.
It's so much more easy when a person just lives with you. And
no,
like,
I know.
For sure it is, but like, don't say you can't do it now either.
Yeah.
No, you too though. You're acting like I don't come with you on vacation.
No, I know, but I'm saying like our schedules match up more than like your schedule.
Yeah. I know. I get that. Okay. What else do you look forward to? Because I kind of like.
Oh no, that was everything. Like there's always small like you're mentioning the travel, like let's say you're on TikTok and you find like a halal spot that you really like, and you know how we just send it to each other. I just be like, I can send to my wife and be like, you want to just go here right now?
Sometimes, no, but like I genuinely send them to you guys thinking that you guys would be like, you want to go, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Right now?
Like,
No, Sarah. You know why I don't agree with this?
Why?
Because you be sending me places that are so far.
okay, Amir, if I
Mrs. Saga is way too much on your list. There's
too
that's
many.
where all the halal spots
your
are.
algorithm is showing you too many spots there.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you keep liking the ones.
Yeah.
I saved them to send to you guys.
But I hate it when like TikTok randomly thinks you're in like Calgary.
Yeah.
And it starts giving you like TikTok spots in Calgary or like
yeah, one
New
time
York.
I found this place that was so good, and I like researched it, and then it was in London, UK.
Oh yeah, that happened to me before. It's
I
very
don't know why. I think it's just because it hears you say something about London, or maybe it's because you thought you liked a halal spot in Toronto, but it just happened to be in London, and then it just see all of them.
I just thought of another one. With traveling, like I'm not looking forward to having to limit how much pictures I can take.
Why? Why do you have to limit your pictures?
Because like I feel like, you know, when I'm with you,
Yeah.
you know, you just get it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like you could just take 3 shots and you just know.
Yeah.
And then there I'm like, no, it's not it. It's not it. And then they
Oh,
get fed up.
So
and
you're
then
not
it's
looking
like,
forward to like the guy just not knowing how to take them shots or the
yeah,
angles.
like I feel like I don't want to be that person who's taking pictures all the time, but that's because they don't know how to take the picture I want. Whereas like Sarah just like, you know,
that's like me and Gizman when Aisha when we used to go on vacation. Literally her whole I would take like 1,000 photos.
And she'll like maybe 2.
Yeah, and then she'll like look at my phone and be like, let me just show you.
I know that, but I think you've gotten pretty good.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted my picture taken and you
well,
were
like
there,
now I
would
feel
trust-
like because I haven't done it in so long, like
Yeah.
I don't know what the new angles are. I feel like things have been changing. There's literally a guy I follow on TikTok who like shows you how to like pose properly. Do you know that like Asian dude?
I follow the
think
girl,
so.
the Asian girl. She's like really tall, short hair. I don't
Oh
know.
no, there's another dude. He's like he's very like feminine in his action and stuff, but like he also does like guys.
Oh, is he the one
angles
that like
too.
shows you how to pose and like
Yeah.
for different types of Yeah, I know. What
Yeah,
you're talking
that's
about.
literally what I said.
No. I was just trying to remember like who is it, but when you mentioned the feminine poses,
Yeah.
I did see that video. I know.
So that guy I kind of been looking into, or at least do my research and be like, okay,
tips?
that's how it is. Okay.
Yeah, but that's like that's true, and I
Mhm.
think like that's something that you could probably just teach him like over
You
time.
literally have to get a YouTube tutorial,
Yeah.
sit him in front of it, and have him watch it.
because you know no, I just choked on my spit.
Oh,
I was gonna say damn it, I just lost my train of thought.
I think some things are just easier with friends and like people you've known like your entire life.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say easier with your husbands, or I guess you're talking about more of like the things you don't
Like
look
things
forward
you
to.
do like all the time.
Yeah.
That your friends just know like this. It'll just take time for someone else to learn everything.
I guess that's maybe something I would kind of steal and say I don't look forward to is like them not understanding a lot of the references.
Oh,
Because you never know like what if they didn't. We all grew up somewhat similar environments. We grew up together,
Yeah.
so we all understand the same references.
Yeah.
But you don't know where this person. You don't know yet who your partner's gonna be
I
or
think
where they're from.
that beginning phase of getting to know someone, and especially when you like introduce them to your friends and family, like we all have the same inside jokes.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there like, what the hell are you guys
But
talking
I feel
about?
like that is like something I do look forward to because then I feel like you always have something to talk about. Like you will never be able to tell someone your entire life story before you get married or even like early. Like there will be like, even now, sometimes we talk and I'm like, oh, you know, one time I did this. And like, what? Yeah. Like you always have stories to tell. And I feel like that is the most exciting part about meeting someone new. And like, you always have a story to tell. Like you have a lifetime of things to say that like at any moment, even if it's like an inside joke, like, oh, I have to tell you the backstory later. Like those things like I get excited about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
There's also something else. So all three of us went to watch Hasan Minhaj, right?
We did.
So he recently came out with the actual Netflix special
I saw.
called The King's Jester.
Yep.
And he was actually on a podcast with Dissect. Do you guys know Dissect?
I don't.
they basically like, well, it's a guy. He dissects albums. So he dissected like the Beyonce album. So he'll take each song, he'll break down each line in the references.
Is this the one we listened to on our way to Tobermory?
I think so.
The Kendrick Lamar
yeah,
one?
exactly.
Oh my God, it was a 2-hour podcast.
Did you like it?
No, I zoned. Like it was so in depth, and I didn't.
Oh no, that one is a little bit different. That one they were kind of ranking his discography.
So long, and it was so in depth that I was like, I don't know Kendrick Lamar's songs enough, so I
think you guys would like it. I think you'll like more of when they break down like Kendrick Lamar's like albums and each song specifically. This one was more of just like them ranking them, but he also does. I don't know why. I guess him and Hasan like have some type of relationship, like they're friends.
Okay.
So he had him on recently to talk about the King's Jester, and I thought it was interesting because now we can kind of talk about what he brought up in there. But did you guys find it interesting, like how he had to kind of figure out what he was gonna do when his work started affecting his family, and he had to like figure out what that line is between your duty or what he felt his duty was at the time versus how it can affect his family. So do you guys ever think about that? Like whenever you do something or do you guys ever think about how it affects the rest of your family whenever you guys do something that might change your life significantly?
Yeah. Like our decision to do this podcast, like especially going on YouTube, not just our voices, but the decision to go on YouTube. It was in the back of my mind where like, okay, if this goes somewhere, if we have like somewhat of an audience, like how are my parents going to feel about it? Is it going to like, are we going to have to like not necessarily move differently, but is it going to impact them in any way? Like I kind of just had it in the back of my mind, but it was never a pressing issue. So I kind of just said, I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
The thing is like how you thought about that. I had none of those thoughts in my mind. Like, and that's why I kind of could relate to Hasan in this case, or Hasan in this case. I'm like getting stuck between like the white way saying it.
No, I don't know why you call it that.
But for Hasan, like, I had the same idea as him where like, I was just thinking about what I wanted, like my duty, I guess, or whatever I thought was important to say. And I wasn't thinking about what the ramifications would be of those things. Now, of course, I'm more cognizant of it. But initially I didn't think about that.
I think it's more so because you've been exposed to it because your sister is on YouTube, and you like, I know when she first started YouTube, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, how is the community gonna like react? Because at the beginning, everyone didn't understand what this YouTube thing is, and they were like, "Why is she showing her family on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like everyone is exposed." And now all those people are her biggest fans, right? Like, like I think you're exposed to it, whereas like for her, it's like it's such a new thing to like.
I mean, I still had some exposure, but maybe mine's more secondary.
Yeah.
So you think that because I already saw how it could go, like I wasn't as concerned about it?
Not concerned, but like it just wasn't at your the forefront of your thought process.
Maybe it's because I already like kind of knew what the ramifications would be, so like I didn't have to think about it.
You've already been through your sister, that it's not like something that you were like, oh, what about this? Whereas for her, like her family was never like, you guys just made appearances on her, but you were like all the time, your family, your parents, like the camera was in your house all the time, like. That wasn't new for you, but it might be new for her.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Like, to get back somewhat to what Hasan was doing, like, I thought it was kind of interesting how he was talking about this, and we're having kind of like, we have a good example of the complete opposite to how someone might react to this new responsibility that they have. So you have Hasan Minhaj on one side, and you have Kanye West on the other side. So you guys know what was going on with like Kanye West. Recently, he came out with like a White Lives Matter shirt, and he's been going on these weird like, just like he's been spouting off a lot of weird things, or like some things you might agree with, but not. But like it's very polarizing, the things that you're saying.
Yeah.
And so, to give Hasan's example too, he was on the Patriot Act, but he was calling out like governments. He was calling out like literally the Saudi royalty, and he was exposing them for what they've been doing. And the ramifications of that is that he ended up like, I think someone sent him like fake anthrax to his house, and it ended up getting on his child, and it really like strained the relationship between him and his wife. And she's like, hey, it's the if you continue with this, you're going to lose your family essentially. And he made that decision he's like, okay, is this is it the cause or my family? And he chose his family over the cause.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, even when we're talking about Kendrick did the same thing. He chose the cause over his family, which is what his last album is about, right? It's about him. Literally, his last song is saying, "I choose me. I'm sorry." Like, he just repeats it. "I choose me. I'm sorry." But I want to give the other side. So the other side is that Kanye West, he started not going against, but he started like brushing. What do they say when you like ruffling a lot of feathers, right? And he started like aligning himself with very polarizing figures, right? And people were saying like, and his family said, hey, it's either you continue doing this or you choose the family. And he chose the fame and everything that came with that, and the attention over his family, and he lost his family. So you're literally looking at two different opposites of how you can kind of like how you can veer on the path, how that fork kind of you have two good examples of how going down each road what it will lead you to essentially. And what were you about to say? Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, in Hasan's like case too, like sometimes it's just so hard to know what those boundaries are until after it happens. So like, it's not to say that, oh, I would choose my family over like the cause, but how would he have known that because he did something like that the anthrax was going to be like, you can't predict those things, and you don't know how people are going to react to it. Sometimes like you think that, oh, this is going to be a good thing, and it's completely the opposite. So how do you know what the boundary is until you actually do something to find it?
Well, like, I think maybe that's that's why we're supposed to use him as an example. And that's why he put this out as his special, because he shows what do you call it? What the ramifications are of pushing the envelope and knowing that you're poking the bear. Yeah. He learned his lesson. Now he's trying to like express that to everyone else to see what the ramifications are. So now it's almost like learn from my mistakes.
But do you think that he would not do it again?
He's not going to do it. He literally speaks about it in the
I know, but that's now.
In the special.
That's now that he is doing a special about it. But in the future, let's say the opportunity comes again, you think he wouldn't take the opportunity?
Well, that's what the message he heard. He learned that like he's always going to choose his family over his.
But you know, in that special, he did have that, like, even after the anthrax, that thing happened again where he did something, and then again it affected his family until he
went to the Saudi consulate.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, in the moment, it's easy to be like, I'm gonna choose this, but then, like, let's say you had, like, it's been quiet for a few years and an opportunity comes up, you think that he's never gonna do it again. Like, I think that boundary changes all the time.
But now he knows what the cost will be. He knows that if he tries to do that again, that he will lose his family. His wife said, I will leave you if you try and do anything more than this. If you try and continue to poke the bear and put our family in danger.
But like, what if he did something that he thought wouldn't poke the bear, and then the reaction turns out? I think
he's smart enough to know what that would be.
He probably runs it by her though, like, and says, "Are you okay?"
Essentially he would run it by her before he didn't even ask his wife. Or I in my mind, I don't know.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think he wasn't really accounting for his family, so he didn't ask his family if this would be okay. He just did it because he knew that it would garner him attention. That's why at one point in the special he talks about how he was getting addicted to the likes and the comments. Yeah. Right? So he's aware of it. Like you guys said before, like, I was aware of it, and he's making the change, and he's clearly made the change because he had the opportunity. I guess a good example is that he had the opportunity to continue doing the Patriot Act, but he canceled the show completely. He said, I'm not doing it anymore. Yeah. That's showing you that he learned from his lesson. He learned from his mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously yes, he learned. I just think that sometimes you can't predict how people will react. Like, I'm just thinking, like, recently I was watching the Kardashian show, and you know that one interview she had where she was like, women need to get up and work, whatever.
Yeah.
And she, in her mind, she was trying to motivate people.
Yeah.
And everyone had a negative reaction to it.
Yeah.
And that could affect, like, businesses or whatever. Like, I just feel like sometimes you just don't know how public is going to react or how people, or like what the cause and effect would be, that you don't know what your borderline is until after it happens. And of course you can learn from that, but it's very hard to determine, like, should I do something or should I not do something because this is crossing the line, when you don't know what the consequence is unless you've experienced it once before.
Yeah. But I think what he has learned is to include his family more. So maybe he might make a mistake like that, but at least you'll know at this point that he did include his family in that decision, and that if there was some type of ramification that they weren't expecting, that she would be maybe more not willing. What do you call it again? Understanding. Exactly.
Yeah. Before we continue, let's just take a quick break.
And we're back. Sorry, guys. Limit on the camera. But yeah.
I don't think Kanye's example is the same though.
Kanye's a very complex.
Yeah.
Well,
person,
yeah,
though.
like it's because it's hard to find an example, or maybe it's just because he's
Kendrick
the most.
Is a better example.
No, Kendrick is more of a better example of Hasan Minhaj.
No,
like,
you said he chose his duty over his family, right?
No, he chose his family over his duty.
Oh, I thought you said the opposite.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
yeah,
oh my
you
God,
said the
really?
opposite earlier.
Yeah.
What?
You said he chose the cause.
Exactly.
Oh, did I?
Over his family.
Oh,
That's
my
why I was
bad.
reacting like, oh my God, he did.
No. That's why I said in the song that at the end he said, "I choose me. I'm sorry." Like,
yeah, I thought you meant like
Yeah,
he
like
chose
his
his cause.
Oh no. He chose me as in like, he literally the album's about him, like the mistakes he made, how he got lost in the sauce basically, and the reason you don't see him a lot is because he chooses to be with his family more than being out here doing wild, and like Kanye is.
I think in an ideal world, Kanye would have wanted to spend time with his family, but I think in all of the different avenues that he's involved in, nothing is going his way, and so it's forcing him to speak out in that way.
No, I think he still wants to be in his family. I think he just doesn't know how to do it properly. Like, there's so many things that he can do to, like, he and Kim are like in communications. Like, if you hear the other side, they're like, we texted you came to the party, but he interprets things so differently. And
so it's not going his way is what I'm saying.
No, but it's also okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, he interprets it differently. So it's not that it's not going his way. He just doesn't see it going his way. Like, if he just saw it in a different way, it was probably everything he wanted. Like, he could have had it the way he wanted.
But the lesson he's missing, and maybe he's making, I feel like he's sort of making this choice, is that he doesn't have to do this all publicly. He doesn't have to do these. He doesn't have to do these things that he know will make people lash out, not lash out, but like that are controversial, like wearing the White Lives Matter shirt. He doesn't have to do those things, but he chooses to do them, knowing that it's already affected his family, it's affected his relationship with his friends, his co-workers, everyone. It's affected all those relationships, but he's clearly choosing to continue doing what he personally wants to do. He's choosing himself, like his own goals, his own whatever he's currently striving for, over the people that he love him and are that he's affecting.
I don't know. In Kanye's case, I just feel like it's a mental health thing, and I've heard him say before that like obviously he's bipolar and he has manic episodes, and he chooses not to be on medication because that limits his creativity. So when he's on his medication, he's living a normal life and everything is going well for him. But creatively, he's so limited and blocked that now his career is being affected by it. Yeah. So in his case, yes, he chose career over family because he chooses not to be like taking the medication, being in a regular state. So yes, his like career is thriving because he's creative, and all of these things that he's doing, like the White Lives Matter shirts and like all these crazy things, is his, like, he has something in his mind that in the end, like, I'm sending a message, I'm doing this, like whether it's with his like clothing brand or like his music, he's sending a message that maybe a lot of people don't get, but eventually it'll all make sense because he's like 10 steps ahead. But that's in his career. But in in doing that, like his family life is being like
he knows it's being affected and he's choosing
yeah.
his career over his family.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like his line between. He has no line between duty and family. He's chosen duty completely
because he is a creative person. He's a creative mind.
Yeah.
And when you're being like limited by that and you feel like you're in a box, and like, yes, maybe his family was like everything was going good on the family front, but he probably didn't feel okay.
Yeah.
Because he's a creative person.
And all these people we're bringing up are creatives, right?
Yeah.
Hasan Minhaj is a creative. Kendrick Lamar is probably one of the most prolific creatives out there. But they probably still have those same passions for being creative, but they've made the decision that my creativity is not worth the risking my family's lives. I
think they just, because they don't have that like mental health aspect to it, they can control it better. Like creativity, as in like they can take all this stuff and include it. Like Hasan Minhaj will include all his family stuff that he's going through into his comedy, and Kendrick adds it into his music.
Kendrick Lamar, I mean, Kanye does the same thing. He
but if you guys think about it, Kendrick and Hasan don't have extremely famous wives. They actually don't. Like the Kardashians in themselves, yes, Kanye did help them in some sort of way when Kim and him got together, but they have their own empire as it is, right? So even though, like, it's one thing for Kanye to be speaking up, but we now see that they actually speak up and defend themselves too. So on the like when he first started doing this, I saw that sometimes like whenever people would post it online, people would defend him and say like it became like a race thing and like, oh, he's trying to be like he's being controlled by the Kardashians.
But I think on the other end of that though is like, because I've watched that show for years and they are pretty good at limiting how like he didn't want to be on it at once, so like
they respected his wishes, but I'm saying now like it's almost like their hands are being forced because he's making such big accusations against his ex-wife and the way that they're raising their children and like, you know, putting the daughter on TikTok and all that stuff. So I think there's a difference. And like, even if, you know, I know like Hasan included his family story in his special, but he's not going to go and, you know, say these outlandish things about her on Instagram or Twitter, whatever they use, you know.
But Kanye also has a history too. Like, I don't think it would have mattered who he was married to. He has a history of doing very explosive things, like with the Taylor Swift thing. Like, I don't think it depends on who he's married to. It's just that whether it happened or not, like, someone would come back, like even if it's not his family defending him, like all these other celebrities are speaking up against what he's doing, right?
Yeah, no, so I'm just saying it's magnified because of how how famous she is too.
I
don't know.
So I guess that's kind of one I wanted to point out, maybe some lessons we can learn from that, where it shows you the dangers of going too far, and also knowing when to stop and when to like choose when to draw that line, and realize that you can still work within those lines. Like Kanye feels like he's trapped by those lines, but there are plenty of examples out there of people who still are very creative. Probably even, actually, I don't know if anyone's more creative than Kanye, but you know, I'm just saying. But like, you don't have to do the things that he does to still be creative. Like, you can literally just put out your music or whatever, your clothing, and not have any all that extra stuff, and it won't affect your family, at least in a way that where you're actively like kind of fueling the fires like he is. But I don't know. It was just an interesting thing that I kind of took from that podcast and also from the special in itself. I might watch the special again, honestly, just to see. Oh, did you watch it again? I watched pieces of it.
I feel like, I don't know why, maybe because we saw it live, but I thought it was so much funnier live.
Well, yeah, honestly, when you're with people, everything, you just naturally want to laugh more.
And I remember all the jokes.
Same.
But then I was like, I feel like there was more. Like, did they cut stuff out? Like,
well, like they do cut things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very.
Like, wasn't it longer than an hour when we watched it?
Yeah, it was.
Like, this special is only an hour, so I feel like they.
Yeah, like to give you an example is when he went to the Trevor Noah show. Like, I'm pretty sure he had a good 20 to 30 minutes of like Canada/Toronto specific jokes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think that's
Yeah.
going to be included.
Exactly.
In the special.
And he was filming a special there. So
Actually, because he was referencing like Drake and The Weeknd, it might be because they're big names.
no, but usually for specials they try and make it more.
It's like an hour.
Yeah,
try
but
to make it an
they
hour.
make it an hour, but they also try and make it more like universal. Like they might mention where they're filming it. Like
Yeah.
like at the end of the special or the when he went to the Trevor Noah show, he did mention like, "Hey guys, we're filming this in Toronto because I love." He'll probably include that,
Yeah,
but he won't include like the specific Toronto jokes and all that kind of stuff
yeah,
Yeah.
probably
because
not.
they might lose an audience being like, I don't understand these references.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, have anything else to say here?
Yeah,
Closing arguments? No.
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you again for listening. Hopefully you took something from that. You can also follow us on all of our platforms. You can also follow Nabat at Sukar Nabat on Instagram and TikTok. Sukar Nabat.
She sings, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't be
And,
putting that out there like that.
and don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the like button. Leave a comment on your thoughts on this episode. We really want to see it there. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.